Whenever there's the desire to make something happen, that's a beautiful time to do mantra, because you're already deep into I am somebody else who desires something to happen. But instead of having the mind go off and try to plan and scheme, mantra, and observe everything happening. Just like if you're going through troubled times, the best thing to do is mantra, because everything's going to be as it is. It's going to eventually turn around. Nothing's good forever. Nothing's bad forever. It comes and goes in this. But you're continuing with yourself with mantra. You're remaining with yourself, and then your thoughts are not creating this experience. You're going through it without an experience, and an experience are being created because there's no story, there's no identity, there's no nothing. It's just, this is happening and this is not happening, and that's that. And you save yourself from all the suffering of creating an I am somebody else that's suffering through this experience. Mantra allows you to just dissolve this idea of I am somebody else, move through whatever's happening, and be okay, because there's nothing there. Space moving in space.
Yeah, I can see. I can see identifying as somebody else who wants to be spiritual, who wants to get there, who wants to get, because what's the life about if you don't achieve enlightenment? What happens if you don't have the spontaneous conviction and all that? But that's all just another kind of ambition, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is no, you are, like Maharaj has said many times, you are already realized, you're just not paying attention to the realized state.
Yeah.
You're paying attention to everything other than the realized. And, that's the key, is pay attention to yourself. Your selfless self, without form, without attributes, nothing. And all of this seeming world comes and goes, and you just remain as you are. I just posted a video today on Facebook about Nisargadatta Maharaj talking about death.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very, very powerful. It's just like, okay, someone's going to say that there is death because the gunas are leaving, the breath is leaving, all of this is leaving, but being is going back to no being. But prior to being, there was no being. Being is what appeared in between the non-being. Like Maharaj says, the something in the nothing is returning to nothing. So that's all that's occurring, and that's it. There's nothing. There's no dying. There's no anything.
No. We see how much we sort of cling to this, whatever, this piece of rock that we,
Well, and like he says, you have been told, the Sadguru has told you that nothing is real, only your selfless self is real. So when you're leaving the body, leave in that way. Leave with the full confidence. Mantra, mantra, mantra. And I'm leaving, but I'm just going back to the totality. I'm going back to the non-being state. I will no longer be experiencing from the being state. I'm returning to my non-being. And the witness of both, basically. I'm returning to the formless knowledge, the knower of being and non-being. So there's nothing, and in that's then to take it to the most deep level, live like that every day. Live like that every day. I am returning to the knower of being and non-being. So I am the absolute. Without saying, because you don't want mind to sit there and say, ooh, I'm the absolute. But the idea is that I'm the absolute that for a time believed that it was this form, that believed that this form world was real, that believed that there was a spiritual journey, that believed that there was a John on this spiritual journey who was progressing or regressing, but all of that was only for a time. Just like the dreamer, when he wakes up, all of that dream is gone. And only for a time. Only for a time. And then it's finished. And that's right now. from the realized state. You're already realized. You're not paying attention to the realized state. As Maharaj always says, you're neglecting yourself.
No.
You're paying attention to all these other things other than your selfless self. And Maharaj has said, mantra, remain with your selfless self. Give some time for you. Be normal, be simple, be humble. Be normal, be simple, be humble. Why? So that your mind doesn't sit there and get in the irritation of trying to succeed or trying to do more or trying to be greater than, or I need to be this spiritually enlightened guy, or that any kind of thing like that. These are all these ambitions in the illusory world. Imagine how if you were in your dream, you knew it was a dream. What ambitions? Would you have all these super ambitions of all this kind of stuff, knowing that when you wake up tomorrow morning, this character that you're using in the dream is finished? You still do your job, you do your duties, like Maharaj says. It's not a dry spirituality. It's practical, because you're using it, stepping forward, and you'll see when you start that movement and that stepping forward, the power is there that you are. The mantra is there. The invisible listener sees, okay, we're using this mantra, we're moving forward, we're no longer believing in this illusion, and we're acting in this way, and you'll start to communicate with the illusion based on this new sense of knowing yourself in a real sense. And the mind is automatically, we talked about before, mind only can present memories that it has had in form. It's never had a memory in the formless state, because the mind came after. Here's formless, mind, ego, intellect came along with body in the form world. The memory and the mind cannot present any ideas, concepts, or beliefs in anything other than form. So knowing yourself in a real sense as the formlessness, all these ideas, concepts, memories, beliefs, expectations that are from form, based on this form world, are discarded.